Here's a funny story for you. When I was a kid, I was a big fan of American Gladiators. This was the early 90s, so I was probably 8, 9, 10 years old. And one year for my birthday, I got a jousting stick. It was foam, child size. But the problem was I didn't have any friends who had a jousting stick, so I never really got to joust anybody. I just had to kind of swing it around and pretend I was an American Gladiator. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Toy Freedom. I'm very excited to be opening this American Gladiators Zap, who pounds them with official joust equipment. I was reading up a little bit about Zap just a minute ago and found out that she was also in the movie Hot Shots Part 2, actually appearing as Zap from American Gladiators. She had a few other roles, but she's a bodybuilder. She's still around. She's 50-some years old. But yeah, American Gladiators was a really cool show. I think if you were around, I mean, kid or adult, early 90s, you watched it. It seemed like it was always on TV. It probably was in syndication for a while. So there she is. And I had a few of these as a kid. I forget exactly which ones. I think it's cool that there's just the red Challenger, kind of the no-name, and there's a blue Challenger. They're just kind of no-name people, but yeah, there was always Nitro, Turbo, Gemini. The playsets are actually really cool. So you have a jousting ring. You have the Atmosphere, which was, in my opinion, the highlight of the show, and the hamster balls. The Assault, which was cool. You get to shoot tennis balls at people or shot at you. The Wall, the Eliminator. So this was a cool line. This was made by Mattell. This was from 1991. And, the figures obviously don't have a lot of articulation. They're not really the best sculpt. But this was obviously more of the idea that you got them, to joust and to fight and things like that. So, yeah, these were not popular. I remember as a kid, I think I got some of the figures a few years after they were popular, and I just kind of wasn't really too into them. I remember some, it was, I want to say Christmas, and somebody had like a bunch. I think there, some kind of dollar store clear out or something like that, and gave them to a bunch of his kids in the family, and we just kind of were like, weren't really kind of into it. So anyway, we were going to free Zap from her prison. She's been in here for 26 years. That's a long time. She wants to pound them with her official joust equipment. I've had my eye on some American Gladiators for a while, specifically for Vintage Toy Freedom. So yeah, you can see there's not really any articulation other than, the head kind of turns, the arms and the waist, but a squatting position. That's an interesting outfit. Not really much covering down there. Got the headband. So she's got her helmet here, because you don't want to get your teeth knocked out when you're jousting. And you got a jousting stick. It's got some little handles there. And yeah, so again, this is a figure where, she's not really wanting to hold her jousting stick. This is a figure where, you really got to have more than one. It's by itself doesn't really do a whole lot. Obviously, she needs somebody to joust with. Need to get the place. And very much like me as a kid who didn't have anybody to joust with. Now Zap doesn't have anybody to joust with, so I need to find another figure, maybe get the Gladiator Joust play set. I like the instructions here. Press figure's hands through straps of jousting stick. Adjust arms for different sports poses. So she can pose and kind of like that, diagonal. Battle against challengers. Like those are the instructions. Yeah, it says battle and blast like a real gladiator with official Gladiators kid-size equipment. That's what I had. figures, figure 2-packs, event sets, and kid size equipment, each sold separately. Figures not included in sets. That's kind of lame. I didn't know that. So yeah, there you have it. There is the American Gladiators Zap by Mattell from 1991. And thanks for watching. And the way I'm going to end this video is to say, Gladiators, ready!